Good evening, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com. Today's the 14th of September, 2010, and the big note of today out here in the West Pac is 94 whiskey to the southeast of Okinawa. So let's get right into the satellite picture here. Satellite picture throughout the Western Pacific here. Clearly of note is a 94 whiskey, now a TCFA actually by JTWC here to the southeast of Okinawa, moving off to the northwest. Otherwise, though, right around us, all the moisture is being sucked up by the system. West Pac highs dominating out to the northeast, and with the remnants of 11 whiskey running out to the east here as well. Also have another couple invests here way out near 160 and 170 degrees, but no current formation expected out of this sim, especially with a upper level low located to the north that's shearing most of this off. But back to south of Okinawa here, we are watching very closely of this TCFA now moving up to the north. The zoomed in picture of this 94 whiskey. Moving off to the north now, max winds right around 20 knots. This is indicated by ASCAT imagery. Also indicated by the imagery is indicating a low-level circulation right here actually. It's starting to develop. Hasn't been warmed on yet just yet due to the broad area of the nature of this system. There was another area to the south that was being watched, but looks like that area is actually being encompassed in the outflow of this system and the inflow in the lower levels, and overall it's just turned into one large vortice moving off to the north here. Do want to note though, this system was not looking very promising this morning, as this you see an outflow band right in here. It was actually from the collapsing of the system last night into this morning, and then it started to form back up today during the daytime heating, and then overall just started to gather straight as it ran under a upper level anticyclone, which definitely gave it some difluence aloft and started to really form up this system. I am watching this to move to the north and then to the northeast over the next 48 to 72 hours. Definitely expecting that. So Okinawa is going to have to prepare for this one. Another rain producer and possible tropical storm out of this system. There's a current surface analysis for the Western Pacific. Now, I do want to note, I am expecting the system move and eventually up to the northeast, so Japan actually is going to have to watch, the main island of Japan here is going to have to watch this system. Here, I'll indicate this on this surface analysis real quick before we get into an actual model look. You got the low pressure down here is going to move off to the north, but also high pressure is right in this area with a weak stationary front located just to the south of Japan. Now, this is going to basically act as a valley for this system. Basically, I like to look at it as a valley with water flowing down it, and this system's just basically going to churn and run right up this valley along this stationary boundary over Okinawa and just to the south of Japan over the next 72 hours. I'll show you on the GFS model here. We'll show this real fast. So starting here on Tuesday, do want to note this is where the area that we're watching right now, plus the stationary boundary attached to the remnants of 11 whiskey extending down to south of Japan here. Also want to note there's an upper level trough that's going to be digging in over the next 48 hours. This is also going to assist in picking up the system. It also will keep the system rather weak once it starts encountering this trough in the upper level wind shear. So let's move over the next 48 hours here, and as the system progresses, and you can see it starts to move up towards Taiwan. Then it's going to make a turn towards the northeast, heading out to the south of Honshu. So definitely a rainmaker for Honshu possibly right in here, and as you note, the upper level trough developing over in here. We were expecting a low to develop along this system as well, this stationary boundary, which is indicated right here. So overall, most of Japan is actually going to probably see some precipitation definitely over the weekend and the early part of next week. So a little break from the constant humidity and sunshine, and also the beginning of the rainy season out here in Japan and Okinawa and Korea. As you all know, most people out here definitely do know about the Bayou season in the spring, but there's also the Shirin season in the fall, which is indicating the cooler temperatures and beginning of winter coming up here soon. So good break from the constant 90-degree temperature we have been seeing over here the past few weeks. So moving around the Western Pacific here, 84 degrees in Okinawa there, some isolated rain showers, basically afternoon showers due to the tropical atmosphere of the region. Moving out over the Philippines, right around 82 degrees, some rain showers mainly due to the outflow I noted earlier from the collapse of a lot of the thunderstorms out here last night. And up to the north, right around the mid-80s up here in Japan, the low 80s. It got a little cooler ever since 11 whiskey came through. Definitely shifted the temperatures down, and also the winds shifted from the northeast as that weak stationary boundary. You can see kind of some of the clouds right in here started to set up just to the south of Honshu, bringing in a lot of cool air advection from the north there. And that concludes the update for today, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to WesternPacificWeather.com here. We'll have another update tomorrow as we see further development out of the system. Definitely expecting something to develop as the enhanced outflow and some low-level convergence and circulation starting to develop with the system. So another rain producer for you there in Okinawa. Don't expect too much winds out of this system, but something clearly we do have to watch. So have a good night, everybody, and see you tomorrow.